Hello everyone, Viking Piper here, and today is going to be pretty exciting just because I've got a tobacco that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, ever since I got it really. But there were some other things that were going on before, so I was doing that. Anyways, we are going to be continuing on with our St. Patrick's Day series. This is going to like the very end of the month here. I've got one more pipe after this, and then it'll be done. And then I get to start on my Easter and spring set of pipes, or that series there. But anyways, back to this one here. This pipe here is called Fangorn. Yes, from Lord of the Rings, the Fangorn Forest. And I think, what a fitting name. So this one comes from Danny Boy Pipes. To be honest with you, I cannot remember the cost of it. They don't have it on the site anymore, but I was able to snag one of the last ones quite a few years ago. And that just, I don't know, I think that is just beautiful. It just looks like an old tree. And of course, you know, out of Ireland, right? But anyways, I do apologize for the lack of info on this pipe. I do not think it's briar wood. It just doesn't, I know it doesn't look like any kind of wood, but living wood, I guess. Yeah, it's a great sitter, but there are no markings on this pipe at all, so I'm not really sure who it's made by. All I know is I did get it at Danny Boy Pipes, which, if you haven't used my code yet, go to dannyboypipes.com, use code VikingPiper10 or VikingPiper10, get yourself 10% off your purchase, one-time use code on that. But anyways, coming up with the tobacco here. Now, again, I know Scotland and Ireland are two totally different places, two totally different things. So don't rag on me, I guess. But we are doing Strathspey by Cornell and Diehl. Well, I got my Scally cap on, and yeah, you know, you always got to pay a little bit of tribute to Scotland, just because. So what it says here is, travel to the Highlands with Strathspey, a traditional Scottish blend comprised of smoky Latakia, peppery Orientals, and other choice leaf. Pair it with your favorite single malt and savor its rich, peaty notes, perfect for a winding down on a cold winter's night. Man, I should have saved this for winter. I should have saved this to drink something with. But anyways, this is going to be very nice. And again, if this was the old me, I would have read that and I would have said no. I remember looking for all the tobaccos and just seeing, is there any Cavendish in this? Any Cavendish? Any Cavendish? If there was no Cavendish, I would not buy it. What a fool I was. Just keeping myself to one tobacco. Not anymore. Even though it's still my favorite, I still like it, and it's still my go-to. Either way, I'm glad I branched out. Man, I'm funny. All right. All right, guys, come join me. And we are going to pop the top. Okay, I can't help it. Anyways, wow. I can smell the peatiness of this. I can smell Scotland in this. And to think, this used to be a smell, if I had it from a tobacco, would turn me off. And I would not like it and I would not try it. I'm so glad that old me has evolved. So, this is what you get. Beautifully cut, ribbon cut tobacco there. We're going to go ahead and pack our pipe. Okay, so I only did about a half bowl. And I decided that we're going to go ahead and pair this tobacco with the Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey, their original 12. I don't normally do this on this channel. I do mead pairings, but the first smell of that tobacco, and I'm just on a Scotch. Kind of a wee dram, right? It's a nice night. It's a good, relaxing night. Perfect for a little bit of whiskey, or a little bit of Scotch whiskey, and a pipe. There it is. Okay, let's light her up. The one time I don't do a test straw, I think I overpacked my pipe. Or I packed it too tight. There we go. That is nice. Now I almost feel like they added some Scotch to this. It has a nice peaty taste to it too. Just, it's funny. So my cousin Mike, he plays in our D&D group and all this. And you know, me and Smoky Vale and my brother, we would bring tobaccos and stuff and trade. And this is way before YouTube we ever started doing that. And he loves whiskey and Scotch and all that. Back before we traded tobacco, we would trade whiskey. So we'd all go out and buy a thing of whiskey, put it in these little bottles, and we would swap. And we basically wanted to try to see if, you know, a $50 bottle or a $100 bottle would taste just as good or better than a $20 bottle of Scotch or whiskey. But that's what we used to do before tobacco. And he loves tasting, and he loves a lot of that stuff too. And when we would share the tobacco and he would smell it, he doesn't smoke. He's that 0.1% that I need to transfer over to smoking, but he won't, which I get. Um, he would smell the tobacco, and he's like, "This reminds me of a Scotch," and this is what I think. And his palate and his nose, I think, is just out of this world. Very, very cool of how he can discern so many different things just by tasting. He can pick out so many flavors. And I think if he smoked tobacco, he'd be able to pick out everything. My brother, Jason, he is, he's getting there. I mean, with the mead, boy, he picks out everything. With the tobacco, he's getting there. But anyways, and what this is too, this is considered, the Strathspey is considered an English aromatic. Now, way before, I only thought there were Englishes and aromatics. I didn't know there could be a mixture of both. But I think this tobacco does a really good job of that. It has that nice smokiness to it. And I'm pretty sure that would be the Latakia. And then it does have a nice peaty taste to it. It does have some spice to it. But I think that's what you want with an English anyways. You know, it's got to have that classic spice to it. Cheers. Hmm. Well, that enhanced it a lot. Got a lot of heat in it now. Like this video if you agree that there's nothing better than a fine pipe, a good Scotch, and a beautifully balanced tobacco to end your night. Mm. So this pipe, still, you know, it may look ugly to some, but I think it's beautiful. It's very, very light for what it looks like, anyways. Um, but it has a great shape to it. It fits my hands so well, and that alone, I just love. Even the indentations here, 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 and here, and then it just kind of almost folds into my hand. Is great. Just holding it is great. Lightweight. The draw is smooth. Everything about this pipe, I really enjoy. Sure does bring out a lot of the peat. Either way. Anyways, guys, just to do a little recap here. We got the Fangorn, beautiful pipe. Fits well in the hand. Smooth, clean draw. And then the Strathspey by Cornell and Diehl. I think if you were going to do a tobacco for Scotland, this is the tobacco to do it with. Now, don't take my word for it. Go ask a Scottish pipe tobacco smoker. I don't want to speak for them, but I feel like it's a very good fit. And yeah, especially with the Glenfiddich here. Very nice. That does bring it out. Now, this was not supposed to be a pairing video at all. That just kind of happened. So I'm sure there's a lot of things that just kind of happen at night. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking and commenting. Thank you for subscribing and being kind. May your smoke be thick, your mead be sweet. And as always, happy smoking.